Okay, hello. So today we're doing measuring angles. So let's get started. The essential question is, how can you measure and classify an angle? Classifying an angle, you guys are all going to be familiar with this. You've been doing it forever. And then measuring is just finding the size. What will you learn? You will learn to name, measure, and classify. So in other words, acute, obtuse, or right. Measure it, find out how big it is or how small it is, and then name it just like we've been naming our segments and lines. You're going to identify which ones are congruent, and then just like before when we had segment addition, now we have angle addition. So the small angle plus the medium angle equals the large angle. So this is going to be the whole part plus part equals whole thing again. And then bisect is to cut angles in half. All right, so let's look at the definition. What is an angle? An angle is a set of points consisting of two different rays that have the same endpoint. This is your vertex. Okay, so where the angle bends. So here's the vertex, and the rays are called sides. So AC, so I have ray AC, and then this would be ray AB. So two rays with the same endpoint, and then the rays are your sides. All right, so if we use the vertex to name the angle, you use just where it bends. So this would be angle A. You can also use a point on each ray, but the vertex has to be the letter that's in the middle. So we would call this angle CAB. So it's kind of like first name, middle, and last. Or we may call it BAC. So angle BAC. And again, you have to make sure you're using the correct symbol because symbols are important. Or sometimes they may just number them and say, okay, here we go. This is angle 1. There are exterior points and interior points. So exterior points are all the points outside the angle. So outside. And the interior points are all the points that are inside the angle. All right, so let's practice. So number 1 and number 2 says write 3 names for angle 3. So or for 1 and 2, write 3 names for the angle. For number 2, name 3 different angles. Okay, let me spit this all out at once here. So this one could be called angle Q because it's just the vertex. There's only one angle Q, so if I said, hey, I need you to get the measure of angle Q, you know exactly which angle I'm talking about. I could call it angle PQR, or I could call it angle RQP. This one here, same thing, write 3 names. I could call it angle Y, I could call it angle 1, I could call it angle XYZ, or I could call it angle ZYX. As long as the vertex is in the middle, you're good. This one over here, it says name 3 different angles. Well, since you've got this angle, and then you've got this angle, and then you have the whole angle. So there are 3 different angle Fs. So you can't just say angle F because I don't know which one you're talking about. So you would have to specify angle EFG, or did you mean angle GFH? Or did you mean EFH? Can angle 3 be named angle F? No. There is more than one angle F. There is more than one angle F. All right, so now let's talk about types. Acute is less than 90 degrees. Right is equal to 90 degrees. Obtuse is greater than 90 degrees. And a straight angle is equal to 180 degrees. So let's find the measure of angle GHK. So GHK. So they're talking this whole angle here. So I see that it's going this way. So starting at 0, I look at the top numbers and it's 125 degrees. And they're talking about JHL. JHL. Well, that one just straight up and down, so that is 90-degree angle. LHK. So LHK. So they're talking about this little piece right here. So it goes between, so LHK. So we know that JHL is 90. So from here to here is 55. And from here all the way up is 90. So then we could do 90 minus 55, and we get 35 degrees. So this one would be obtuse. This one is right. And this one is acute, based on the size of the angles. All right. Two angles are congruent. So remember, congruent means the same when they have the same measure. So in the diagrams, you're going to look for those matching tick marks, just like before. So see how these two have the matching tick marks. So this angle is equal to this angle. I won't do the tick marks like that. I'll do it like this, like one arc or two arcs. I won't use the tick marks. I just do the curves. It's simpler that way. Identify the angles, but just make sure you know they mean the same thing. Not a biggie. So identify the angles congruent to ADG. So ADG. So this angle has 2 marks. This angle has 2 marks. And this angle has 2 marks. So they're all equal. So BEH. So angle BEH. And CFI. And angle CFI. Identify the angles that are congruent to DAG. So DAG is the one with 1 mark. And there are 5 more of those because we're talking about this one. So we've got EBH. So oops, that's the ugliest E ever. Angle EBH. We got FCI. Angle FCI. We also have angle CIF. So angle CIF and BHE and AGD. And then that takes care of all of your angles that are equal to the one they gave us. Easy peasy. All right, this is the postulate where we're talking about the interior angles. So if P is in the interior, so see how angle P is interior to the whole thing. So it's kind of inside. It's like if this were a Pac-Man, it would be eating the dot. It says if angle P is in the interior of RST, then part plus part equals whole. So this is your angle addition. So we've got part. So you got your small part plus your medium part equals the large part. So we would say angle RST, angle RST plus angle PST equals RST. Part plus part equals whole. All right, so let's find what's missing. So it says to find the measure of JKL. So they want the whole thing. So 31 plus 85 is 116. So this is 116 degrees. This one says find RSU. So they want me to find the whole thing. They're telling me it's 91 degrees. And they want me to find RST, which is this piece right here. Well, if the whole thing's 91 and I know 69 of it, then that leaves me with 22 left over. So that makes this angle 22 degrees. This one says angle UWX. So UWX. Well, UWX is a straight angle, so that makes it 180 degrees. It says to find the measure of UWV. So they want me to find how big that angle is and that one. Well, I know that these two together, because this angle plus this angle equals the whole thing. So angle UWV plus angle WV, oops, I said that backwards. Let me back up. Plus angle XWV equals 180 degrees because the whole thing equals 180 degrees. So that means x plus 20 plus x equals 180. 2x plus 20 equals 180. So subtract 20 from both sides. 2x equals 160. Divide by 2, which is just taking half. X is 80. Well, that makes this angle 80 degrees. Well, if this one's 80, this one has to be 100 because they have to add up to 180. So UWV. So UWV is 100. The other one is 80. And the last part we have is find the measure. Well, right away when I look at this, I see that they've given me a right angle mark, which means that that angle is 90 degrees. So I know the small part plus the medium part equals 90. So small plus medium equals 90 in this case. So small is x plus 15. The medium is 5x plus 57, and together they equal 90. So 6x, because x plus 5x, plus, then add 15 and 57, and you get 72. Subtract 72 from both sides. So 6x equals 18. Divide by 6. X is 3. So this would be 3 plus 15. So that would be 18 degrees. So CAD is 18 degrees, which means this one has to be 72 degrees. So 5 times 3 plus 57. 15 plus 57 is 72 degrees. All right, now last part is bisecting. An angle bisector, it's a ray, and it divides an angle into two equal angles. So this is my ray. So this would be ray WY. It is bisecting XYZ, so it's bisecting the whole angle so that this piece equals that piece. So angle XYW is equal to angle WYZ. So with that, we have if DEF, so they're telling me DEF, which is the whole thing, they're saying the whole thing is 92. EG is bisecting, so that means it's cutting it in half. So this piece is equal to this piece. So you've got 92 degrees divided by 2. Think of it if you have $92 and you're going to share it equally. So that would be 46 degrees. So each angle is 46 degrees. Same thing happens when I don't give you numbers but give you algebra. It's the same thing. This is a bisector because QR is bisecting PQS. So this angle is equal to this one. So then that means that 4x minus 10 is equal to negative 3x plus 130. So I'm going to add 3x to both sides. So I get 7x minus 10 equals 130. So I'm going to add 10 to both sides. 7x equals 140. We're going to divide by 7. So x is 20. So I take the x and I plug it back in. So this would be 4 times 20 minus 10. 80 minus 10 is 70. So both angles are 70 degrees. So this one is, so PQR, so this is my 4. Here, let's do this. So that one goes to that one. And then this one would be negative 3 times 20 plus 130. So this would be negative 60 plus 130, which is also 70 degrees. And that is how you measure and classify and bisect angles. See you in class.